right, everybody. Welcome to the Screaming of the Lambs.
What's up?
Got my buddy Phil and Josh. I think we're expecting Derek from HalloweenFiendPDX later on, and possibly Cody from H&S Collectibles. How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
What's up?
Welcome to the house full of magic.
Looks like we've got a couple of people in the chat right now. We've got Robbie from the Haddonfield Slasher and Eric from the Last Venom 76. How's it going, guys?
What's up, guys? What's up, Robbie? What's up, Eric?
So we've been trying to put this together for, what, a couple months now, Hobbs?
Yeah, we tried doing this last year, and
Last year.
I'm just kidding. It's only been a couple months.
Yeah, it was before Christmas, right?
Yeah, the end of last year, and I'm glad everything came to fruition. Look at this set design, man. This is great. I love it.
Thanks.
I'm scared.
I am too. I fear for my life.
I feel like I'm in a cellar with Anthony Hopkins.
All right. Let's see here. So I wanted to get with you guys and talk about some various topics. I mean, nothing that's, set in stone, but I know that Phil and Derek are both big collectors as far as figures and posters and masks and whatnots go. But Hobbs, you also collect movies on Blu-ray and DVD and everything else. So I just wanted to pick your all's brains, kind of understand what got you interested in horror in the first place, and kind of without ripping off Patrick, 8 questions with David.
Do you want to go with Phil first, or would you want to go with me first, so we can go whatever direction you would like to go?
Let's go with you first, Hobbs, because Phil was recently on 8 questions with Patrick, and I'm sure a lot of people saw that one already. But so let's talk about what got you interested in horror in the first place. I mean, how old were you, and what was one of the first movies you remember seeing that was horror related?
It's kind of funny because you put that up there, and
so it was.
So
Freddy.
There's two of them. It originally was Nightmare on Elm Street. See, I've been watching horror since I was like 5. I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have, but I have been. So my parents would go to VHS store, the video store. They would go and they would get 6 movies for the weekend. And my parents, they would get a couple action, but they would majorly be horror. And I'd watch it with them. They would tell me to leave the room, but I would still peek, right?
Yeah.
So I would still watch them, even though they know that I didn't watch them, or sometimes they would just let me watch them. So, fuck it, you can watch them. And once they realized that they weren't really affecting me too bad, maybe they thought that I just wasn't paying attention, but I was. And like Chucky scared me literally to death. Freddy, I just thought he was cool. He didn't really scare me as a kid, oddly, like he did some people. A Nightmare on Elm Street was there. I remember watching It's Alive with my parents. All the slashers, just everything. I've just been addicted to horror ever since I was, like 5.
My earliest memory of seeing something scary was Salem's Lot. I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and Mom had put us to bed. I've got 2 brothers and a younger sister, and like any kid does, I got up to get a drink of water or give Mom a kiss, and she was watching Salem's Lot, and happened to be that scene where they're in the hospital and the woman comes back to life on the gurney, and they use the tongue depressors to ward her off, and that scared the crap out of me. And then Poltergeist was always one that scared me a lot. The clown, the tree, this everything about that one bothered me. But I guess it was Nightmare on Elm Street that is when I really started getting into horror and not being terrified of it.
Yeah. I've been obsessed ever since, and like that movie is that particular franchise is my favorite franchise. Is A Nightmare on Elm Street. So my grandparents adopted me from like the age of 9 on, right? And they were not really into horror at all. So they would confiscate my horror movies because they thought they were bad for me. And I would just keep stealing them back from them. Like I would just go and I would steal them back from them, and like they wanted to get me psychiatric help because I was like, I just kept wanting to watch horror movies. Finally, they're like, you know what? If that's what he likes, he's getting to be a teenager. Just let him watch horror movies. They just knew that it was an unwinning battle. So that's kind of for me. It's just been, yeah. But it all started with A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's been my favorite franchise, really, of all time. So.
Yeah, I would say between Halloween, and don't hate me for this, Robbie, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and the Friday the 13th series, Elm Street's had a more solid output of good movies versus bad. I don't know if you all agree or disagree, but that's just my opinion. Cody, we're talking about Black Goddess in the Horror. What's one of the earliest movies that you remember watching as a kid?
Earliest has got to be, excuse me, probably Night of the Living Dead. And Creep Show would be an early one. And watching the old Vincent Price movies with my dad. And some of the Hammer films with him.
And that was in theater, Cody?
No, home VHS.
Oh, you weren't in the theater watching the Vincent Price movies with your dad?
No. I thought you meant like Creep Show, you know. But then we'd go to the drive-in too, you know, and see new stuff as it come out, and we would watch horror as a family. You know, Dad liked it. My sister loved being scared. My mom would watch it, still does.
What's up, Jason?
Now, the stuff that I got into, I remember a lot of times no one else wanted to watch. Like, you know, like Dad liked Halloween. He had Halloween in his collection, but you know, didn't have Friday the 13th. He didn't like it. So it was usually me and my sister going off and watching, you know, the gorier stuff.
Yeah. My aunt used to record everything and anything off HBO and Showtime and Cinemax, and so we would just take VHS tapes from her house and just watch. I mean, I saw Terminator that way. All kinds of horror movies that I probably never would have been allowed to watch if Mom had known we were watching it. Because you know how much nudity was in those early '80s movies, and but I mean, if she knew we were watching that, she would have made us turn it off, or at very least turn our heads. Another one I remember watching early on that kind of scared me was the Twilight Zone, with the scene on the airplane with John Lithgow. I mean, that scared me as a kid. Watching it now, it's just like whatever. But Phil, what about you?
So I remember watching The Exorcist when I was 5 years old. It was on TV, so it might have been a watered down version of The Exorcist, but I still remember watching it. And ever since then, I was like hooked. And I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street and my dad took me to Friday the 13th in theater. And one of the first VHS tapes, I was like 6 or 7. My parents got me a VHS of Horror Express. Telly Savalas and you know, Horror Express, Telly Savalas. So yeah, and then I was hooked. And then when I turned about 15 years old, I started collecting VHS tapes, and then it just progressed from there. And so I have a couple of horror action figures and maybe one statue. So my horror collection is pretty big.
I have a question for Phil. Being a big fan of Phil, is it true that you were in the Jungle Book and that you were in Gilligan's Island, or was that just a rumor?
That was a rumor started by me.
Because I was looking deeply into those photos, and I was like, was he really in it, or was he just messing with her?
I was just messing with you.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So
Actually, it really was me.
Oh,
Well,
I
you
know.
mentioned-
I know. Just you kind of have that movie star look. I didn't know. Hey, never know. Maybe he was cast in the Jungle Book. You never know.
I was
man.
actually just a gaffer on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
So Phil, you mentioned that you started collecting VHS around the age of 14. Was it strictly horror, or were you into other
Oh yeah,
genres?
strictly
movies as well?
horror. Yep.
How about you, Hobbs or Cody? Did you start collecting early or
Oh yeah.
later?
Well, I had a few. I've said before, we copied movies. We would go
Yeah,
and
I
rent them
used
and
to do
bring
that.
home and copy them. So I had a big library, but they were all copies, very few originals. But when I was about probably 18 is about when I started collecting some VHS. And it was not just horror, though. It was Godzilla. Like I had the Eastwood Westerns. I had horror. I had a mix in there. But then it wasn't too long after that, probably by the age of 21 is where I switched to collecting DVD. So my VHS like original copy collection was kind of short-lived.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of it.
I didn't start collecting VHS and stuff until I was probably around the same age as Phil, 14, 16. I mean, I joined Columbia House and you get like 10 movies or 12 movies for a penny or whatever.
Right.
That's kind of also how I started my CD collection. But I wasn't married to just horror. I mean, I collected, action movies, and I think some of the first ones I remember getting were like Passenger 57, Silence of the Lambs, Young Guns 1 and 2.
The first one I ever copied was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I remember that because that was our test run when Dad got the second machine. But you remember the drawers you could get to put your tapes in?
Yep.
Yeah.
We had, I think in my room, I had 4 sets of them that were 3 drawers wide, just full of shit. And you had 3 or 4 movies on each tape. And Dad had similar stack in the living room, and he also still has this. He had the entire Star Trek collection on VHS, all like 78 episodes, each own individual tape. He found a video store that had it, and they were going out of business, and he got it for like a really good price. And those were on the top shelf in their own glass case that
nobody could touch.
Dad was real picky about those.
Was it under lock and key?
No, wasn't that bad. But
I have them all on DVD now, all 3 seasons.
Yeah, I got them on Blu-ray now.
Nice. Maybe mine are Blu-ray too. Yeah.
He had those, and we would watch them, and we had a couple machines that were different quality, for sure. And there was don't put it in this machine, put it in that machine. Sometimes one machine would tend to break a tape more than the other. So yeah, everybody was particular about their movies.
Mr. Bones.
Yeah, Mr. Bones.
Barry Wilson.
My first job, I was 15 years old. I worked at Long John Silver's inside of the Dayton Mall here in Dayton, Ohio. And right beneath the food court, there was a place called Suncoast Video inside the mall.
Mm-hmm.
And almost all, if not every bit of my paychecks, outside of a little bit that I would save to get my first car, would go towards buying all fucking horror movies. All of them. All of them.
Yeah, by the time I was about 2021, we had a Suncoast in the mall up where I went to college. I spent everything I could in there, usually. I love that store.
I used to get a lot of my movies like at Hollywood Video. They would have these sales after a new release had been out for a while, and I would pick up a lot that way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get
But I
into
didn't
some
know-
of the comments here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We got Mary
Mr.
Wilson in
Bones
the
says,
house.
put the lotion on its skin. Tiffany wears
Got the-
t-shirt says Bones in the basket.
What's up, Jim? Now it's dark.
Got the Night Watch zone.
What's up, Craig?
Now we're stepping in the night watch zone.
Got Jim. Now it's dark. Mr. Dana Hoare.
Yeah, I miss
Tiffany
places
wears
like
t-shirts.
Suncoast and Sam Goody and all those kind of stores. My favorite places to go.
Yeah, like if I had to put a percentage of my page, like 80% of it went to VHS horror movies, 10% to my car fund, and the rest was for food.
Wow. Hobbs, how many movies do you have in your collection if you had to guess?
I couldn't put a number to it. Too many to name. Here's the thing with me. I buy upgraded versions of stuff. But there was some hard times that I fell on recently, so I had to downsize. You know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rebuild. You know, Cody, thank you. Everybody that's helped and sent me some stuff. I'm trying to rebuild, you know. At one point in time I think I had about 10,000 movies. But I keep
wow.
rebuying the same movies on different formats. It's like I'm buying 20 of the same movie, you know?
I have no less than 5 copies of The Thing now, thanks to Cody and Phil.
I just ordered that 4K of Escape from New York.
Yeah.
That's going to make my 7th or 8th copy of Escape from New York.
Wow.
That'd be my first copy. I don't own that one.
Yeah.
For a while, I stopped buying movies. Was purely streaming them on like Vudu and Shudder and stuff. But
No.
you know,
Yeah, I was buying a bunch. You know, like I think a couple of my friends were thinking they might give me an intervention. It was like, you know, I'd go out on the weekend and drop a couple $100 on movies, but
wow.
I had to blow. We didn't have kids yet. It was what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And but then there come a point there. I forget what year it would have been, but somewhere in the late 2000s, before we got into the teens, I started getting Netflix and getting them through the mail and copying them there. And I kind of quit buying, and I shifted most of my attention from buying physical media to buying figures and stuff like that. So.
What's up, Casey? What's up, Tochi? What's up, Ben? Good
And now
what's up, Mary?
What's up,
And
everybody?
now I buy it all plus records.
What's up, Patrick?
Yeah. So that's a good segue. So you've been collecting figures since what, your early 20s or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
I didn't start collecting until about 5 years ago, but I've amassed quite a collection. It's easy to get, it's easy to get wrapped up in all that. I mean, I have to reel myself back in occasionally because I'm like, oh, I'm spending way too much on this stuff.
Yeah.
I
don't know where I get my influences from.
You know what? Every time I watch your guys' vinyl videos,
and
I'm like, dude, I need to start. Like, it's like I almost want to segue into buying vinyl. It's like,
oh yeah,
you gotta get me hooked, man.
Yeah, I never did quit buying vinyl. I mean, it certainly slowed down. But there was a point there in like the early 2000s where I was buying records on eBay here and there. You know, like My They Live soundtrack or Phantasm or The Running Man, or, you know, some of these soundtracks I couldn't find on CD at the time. I'd go on eBay and go buy a record for $10, $20 because it was during that time period there where no one wanted them. They were cheaper. But then I think I got into it. I don't know how many years ago, but what re-energized me into it was I bought that Predator soundtrack in green, Predator blood green, and that got me hooked on the colored records. So
Yeah.
What's up, Jennifer?
So Mr. Dan wants to know, Cody, how many die-cast cars do you have?
not too many. I got like big ones. I got the Christine, the Cuda from Phantasm. I got a couple of DeLoreans. And then I don't know, maybe, but I probably got 6 or 7 different DeLoreans of matchbox size on up to, like a 6 or 7 inch long one. Not a lot. Cars.
I've got the 2 Christine. That's the only ones that I've got, the clean version and the rusty version. Phil, you've got what? Just the
I've got a Christine, and I have 2 Ecto ones in a 2-pack. And I got the big Freddy car.
Yeah, I had the Ecto one too. I forgot. That's a new edition.
And actually, now that I think of it, there's a bunch of Christines on the wall back there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
let me ask
that,
you guys this. And before I get started, Jen Toad, she doesn't want me to collect vinyl. She says that it's not going to be good for me.
Okay.
She knows I'd go nuts over them. Is there ever a point where you guys just say to yourself, because I just can't go that high on stuff like it, but I've seen some of the stuff you guys have bought. I'm actually a huge fan of Coast to Coast, by the way. I'm kind of want to interviewing you guys too. Was there ever a point where you said, shit, I just spent way too much money on this one big thing and regretted it after the purchase?
All the time.
Numerous times.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of my bigger purchases, I think the first purchase that like made me nauseous that I did it was I bought that Mezco Ghostbusters set that's $300 for it's the 112. You get all the Ghostbusters and Slimer and a big 10. $300.
Was that $300?
Yep.
Holy shit.
And it's on par with the other 112s because they're all about $80 when they're new. Here's a set of 4 in a big 10. And I did $300 for that. That Kandarian dagger I bought when I was with Dave at the con, and it's all right. I'm going to do it before I wise up. Just leap without looking, and but then I'll sit there and hem and haw over a $20 figure. Do I want it? Do I need it?
Yeah. And that's for all the panel, that question. So divvy it up, boys.
I never like to spend more than $400, but I mean most of the for one item. But most of the statues and stuff that I get in from Germany are like after exchange into Canadian and shipping from Germany and blah blah blah. Usually around $250, $275 a statue.
The thing about it is with you, Phil, is I don't think people see some of what I've seen in a couple of your videos or a couple of your live streams. You've got a museum on the other side of that room.
Oh, yeah.
With masks and shit. Like, unbelievable.
Yep. Thanks, man. I can show my wall for a second.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable.
The lighting might be bad, but yeah, I got some shit.
Quite a bit there.
See, it's just all stuff to look forward to as a collector, All right, Dave.
There have been some things that I've had to pay a pretty penny for. I'm trying to think of
that leather face you ordered and then canceled your order because you were like, it's too much money. And then you saw my unboxing and then you went back and reordered it.
But I didn't pay any more than what you paid for yours. I mean, I guess the most I paid for a figure is maybe some of the old Movie Maniacs and the McFarlane ones. I think
I mean, don't you have some actual guitars from David Lee Roth and stuff like, or like, don't you have some
No.
actual guitars like from Van Halen that were theirs? Like,
No, I don't have any celebrity guitars or autographs. I wouldn't mind having a Frankenstein guitar from Eddie Van Halen, though.
all right.
So Phil, you've been collecting for how long, as far as figures and masks and posters and stuff?
So if I started collecting VHS at 15, probably like 17 or 18, I started buying like horror figures and statues and stuff like that.
Wow. So 30 years.
Quite a few years.
Yeah. I gotta ask, what's the one that got away that still bothers you to this day?
I never scored the Reagan spider walk on the stairs.
Wow, that's a good one.
Bloody or regular. There's two versions of that. There's a bloody and a regular, and I've always wanted both or either one, and I've never scored both or either one. Robbie spent $650 on a Michael Myers from PCS Collectibles.
Wow.
$650.
Robbie is still single. Young.
You buy one and maybe you can be single too.
Yeah.
For me,
So
Phil's got
any
it.
that got away?
The night he came home set is one I always complain about.
Oh, I have that.
And I had seen it. Yeah, I knew you had. I had seen it at Suncoast Video back when it was new.
I got it
like
sweet in a
$40.
mint. I got it sweet in a mint box.
I'd like to just put out there that I've contributed to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'd like to put it out there that I've contributed to Phil's collection with the Disco Sucks shirt with the 3 from Hell box set that I sent him.
I do still have that 3 from Hell box set.
That goes for what, about $700 now?
Does it?
The shirt does, but I don't know about the box. I don't think it's that expensive. I'm just being an ass.
Well, then guess what? I'm selling a shirt tomorrow.
See, there you go. You can pay off some of that.
It's priceless, right, Phil?
Priceless. I
should have signed it before I sent it to you.
I'm gonna frame that shirt and hang it on my wall.
I'm sorry, Cody. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I was saying the night he came home set, and I can remember it being at Suncoast New. It was only like $40, but I just didn't have $40 at the time. You know, I was in college, and spend 15, 20 here and there on a movie or whatever at Suncoast. But and I saw other figures there like Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead and Hare Krishna Zombie and Plaid Shirt Zombie, all the NECA classics at the time. But I ended up getting all those, but I've never got the night he came home.
There's nothing that I've missed out on, but I've only been collecting for like 5 or 6 years now, and there are things that Phil's got that he's shown that I wish I had, been able to get when it came out, but it's just too expensive. Some of those Gentle Giants statues that he's got, like the one of Jason on the bed and Freddy in the armchair, those are some cool pieces. And a lot of the stuff. Yeah. So, Josh, do you collect anything outside of movies? I know you've got a few Funko Pops here and there, and because I've seen them in some of your videos, but is there anything else that you collect that's outside of the movies?
I do. I collect photographs from Halloween night and Halloween, not remakes, but original photos. I have a photo album full of Halloween photos that were actual taken like at parties and stuff from like the 60s, 50s, and 70s.
Oh, cool.
I collect Halloween memorabilia as well. Not from the movie, but the actual season.
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I've got a whole bunch of those. I'll send them as gifts and packages to people when I send prizes and stuff. I'll send like a photo and like, it's just something just nostalgic for me. I just collect any and everything Halloween. So I collect spores, molds, and fungus. No, I'm just kidding.
I like that.
Yeah, outside of movies and figures, I mean, I of course collect vinyl too. Although Cody and my friend Beth have really got me hooked on this whole soundtrack score bandwagon. Gosh, Waxwork and Mondo should send Cody and Beth
A royalty check.
Royalty check, yeah, for all the money I've spent at those websites.
I think that Cody should get a royalty check from the directors of Attack of the Killer Donuts. Because now we're getting cast member interviews now in the community. It's gone that far, Cody. It has.
Cody made
There's
it
been
viral.
like 20 reviews of that movie in the community. One of the actors
I
just
helped
did an
spread
interview
the
with
word
somebody
on
from the
that.
community.
And the soundtrack buzz, I'll throw that back to my dad again. You know, we grew up. Dad had the soundtracks to Fistful of Dollars, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Exodus, a lot of Henry Mancini. Dad didn't really care for music that had lyrics. You know, he liked instrumental and film score. And I think growing up with those records playing made me pay attention to what was in the movies. And then my sister would always gripe at me. We'd go watch a movie, I'd go buy the soundtrack. And she thought it was funny. You know, we'd leave a movie and she's like, "What'd you think?" And I'm like, "Well, the music's pretty good." And she's like, "You would notice that. You would, you know." And for years and years, I've just collected soundtracks, vinyl, tape, CD. You know. I remember I had one friend that was so funny. Like I was getting ready to go on a date with a girl, and I was driving with a buddy the night before, and I just turned on the CD player in my truck, and I had the best of Godzilla 1954 to 75 in there, and he, "What is this shit?" And I said, "It's Godzilla." He's like, "You are not playing that tomorrow night, are you?" I was like, "Well, I might, you know, prove whether or not she can tolerate me."
It's
And I guess you didn't marry her.
Nope.
yeah, I'm 0 for 2
But-
on introducing the women to horror movies.
But Abby, one of our first dates was to go to every video store in town, starting with Suncoast Video, and find Godzilla movies. That was one
Nice.
of our first few dates, and I thought, she's sticking with me through this. She might be the one.
I thought you were going to say one of your Abby's first dates. She said, "Hey, do you have any Godzilla on tape or anything that we could listen to?"
No. No,
Like, oh my God, my soulmate.
Yeah. It wasn't that instant.
My
No,
wife
she
claims to be a
liked
horror
it that I collected things.
My wife claims to be a horror fan, but the other day I was watching The Thing, and she just happened to be passing through the room, and she saw, the Norse creature. She's like, "Oh my God, what is that?" I said, "It's the Norse creature. You want to watch it?" She said, "Not after seeing that." I was like, "Okay, move along then."
So I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys heard our
Abby-
conversation with Casey the other night. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cody.
I was just going to say, Abby will watch some horror movies with me, but once the gore factor starts in, she's gone.
So Human Centipede's out.
Like she'll yeah, way out.
Yeah, I can't imagine you sitting there with Abby watching that. Like, I just can't. Like, I just can't see
You
it
know what
happen.
they
wouldn't
say,
even try.
some girls like ass to mouth and some girls don't.
Gross.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true.
I still haven't seen that movie.
That's you say that's ass to mouth to ass to mouth to ass to mouth.
Some girls like that too.
Hey, Hey, no discrimination. So we were talking to Casey the other day, and he was telling me that he was having a party. Like, a whole bunch of people were coming over, and they were arriving at his place, Interweb Kaiju. And he said that he was watching Basket Case. And he said that it was the part where Belial was going nuts and throwing stuff and like screaming like real loud. And like, I guess people were walking in and be like, "What the fuck are you watching?" There was people that weren't
The
used to
stop
Belial.
motion scene.
Yeah, where he's like throwing shit all
Yeah.
over the room. They're like, "What the fuck are you watching, man?"
I love
Imagine
that scene.
walking into somebody's home and you don't know what they're watching. You hear Belial screaming in the background. Dude, I lost it. I'd never laughed so hard in my life.
I love Basket Case.
Abby really likes comedy horror. Like even though it's kind of gory, she likes Tucker and Dale. She'll watch that one because the humor factor is so high. Shaun of the Dead. But surprisingly, one of her favorites is Basket Case. Made me think of it's Frankenhooker. She really likes Frankenhooker and thinks it's funny.
Abby?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my Belial video is awesome. I did a Belial stop motion video.
That's one of my favorite videos ever on YouTube. That video that you made, it's in one of my favorite videos of all time playlist.
Nice.
I can't. It's friggin' hysterical. Did you? How long did it take you to make?
It took about maybe 45 minutes to get that, whatever it is, 28 seconds.
And you took the video, you took the noise from the movie, or did you? Was that?
No, that is me.
Oh my God.
That's a voiceover.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Have you ever seen? Do you guys remember the Boglins?
Yeah.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
Was Belial a Boglin?
They recently got a re-release.
Was Belial a Boglin? That's the question.
I don't think so, but he's close.
It makes that video even better now that I know that was you. That was not. It was that good that I actually thought it was Belial.
That sounded more like a killer tomato.
Oh shit, that was good.
Nice. Yeah, my daughters. I try to get them into horror movies, but they're kind of hit or miss. They like Shaun of the Dead all the way up into the scene where David gets pulled apart. That pretty much turned them off from then on. But my daughter Caitlin and I will watch movies, and she'll be halfway paying attention. She's like, "Oh my God, what are you watching? It's so gross." And it's like, if you don't want to watch it, go to your room. You got a TV in there.
My daughter that likes horror, Autumn, I showed her the thing, and that was funny. We're sitting there watching it, and like we got to the Norris creature scene, and she just turns and looks at me, and she goes, "Well, that's disgusting." But she sat there and watched it. I thought it was funny. I got a question for you guys. Were you like, so growing up liking this stuff, were you the only one that liked it? Did you try to show it to your friends? What did they think?
My friends and I loved horror. I mean, I can remember, being 10 years old and going to a birthday party, and we rented RoboCop and Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I believe. So I had friends that were into horror.
Yeah, I always had
brothers were too.
I always had birthday parties where all my friends would come over for a slumber party, and my parents would rent us a Laserdisc player, and we'd rent The Thing and Strange Invaders and Poltergeist and The Changeling on Laserdisc. We rented one year, but like I'm talking like maybe 6, 7, 8 years old. Always had a slumber party on my birthdays, and you know, some of my friends would, like, if we were watching one of the horror movies, they'd go out into the kitchen and hang with my parents and play with some of my toys that I got for my birthday or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, I guess they don't appreciate this movie. But most of my friends would watch it.
A lot of my friends were not into horror. It wasn't until junior high-ish, up until high school, that people started to discover horror more in my area. But I was doing a lot of tape trading. I was ordering horror movies and ordering offline and talking to people once the internet started more that way, getting to know people. I think people just thought it was psychotic around here to watch horror movies. I don't know what it was. You know, younger kids, they just weren't into it.
That sounds more like me. By the time junior high come around, my friends were more receptive to it. You know, before then, they always wanted to watch a comedy, or maybe I could get them to watch two standards to show new friends was always like Evil Dead 2 and Toxic Avenger, because they were just so crazy. But real horror, yeah, junior high, college, or high school is when it seemed like we watched more of it as a group. But
I'll be right back.
it was
I'm
always
taking a
me
quick
that brought
break.
the tape.
Do you think movies like Elm Street maybe made it more accessible to people? I mean, because Freddy was kind of, but part 3 and part 4, he wasn't quite as scary as he used to be. He was more slapstick and the one-liners. But it was, you know, I don't know. I feel like when Elm Street 3 and 4 came out, it made horror more accessible. I mean, even though he was still the villain, he was still a likable character.
Look at that standee. That looks so
gave you more of
badass.
a mass
You
appeal.
did a great job on that. You did great in that standee,
Thanks.
Cody.
Yeah, thank you. It come
What were
out
you
pretty
saying,
good.
Cody? Before I was complimenting your work.
Oh, I was talking to my son. He come to steal my cell phone and use my hotspot.
I came through in an era where goth was becoming huge. I graduated in 2000, but prior to that, from 96 to 2000, there was a goth stage, and like people were starting to really trying to discover who they were, where
Right.
all kids are wearing all black, but then you had the kids that thought those people were worshiping Satan. So my school would have the battles between the goth kids and the jocks, they're called jocks. And like it got so bad at my school to where our school put a code in where you cannot wear gothic clothes. So of course everybody got pissed off and started wearing even more gothic clothes. And then fights started breaking out, and it was just a weird phase, you know. At that time, we had the Columbine shootings when I graduated, so it was like just a whole bunch of crazy stuff was happening.
We had kids getting in. You know, I graduated in '95, so a little bit ahead of you. Goth was just kind of bleeding its way in, but we mostly had kids that were into grunge. Everybody wanted to look like Kurt Cobain. And you know, Kool-Aid dyeing their hair.
Oh, I wasn't doing that. I mean, I wore the
like
flannel and the
Yeah.
jeans, but yeah.
But yeah, flannel and jeans, and you know, I wore a lot of black. I like black. You know, my room even was kind of horror themed. Like I had, you know, horror movie posters, Fangoria posters everywhere. A fish tank that was black rock with black skulls and a black background and black light and black moors. Just staring into darkness in a fish tank. That was me. I think if I could have gravitated towards anything, it might have been goth. But then I remember when I was at college, though, I probably first time I ever saw my first like full-on goth guy was later at college, 2 or 3 years later. And what got me was it was the dead of summer, June, July. I was in a summer course, and I see this dude across the quad walking, and he's got dyed black hair, black nail polish, black leather trench coat, black boots, black jeans, black shirt, and I just thought, God damn, he is committed, because it's like 98 degrees out here.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, you would see those kids. Some of those kids you would see 2 years later, and they wouldn't be wearing any of that stuff. You could tell it was just a fad for some of them. But some of them are really deep into it. I had always been into metal music. I'd always been into heavy metal music. It wasn't new to me to be into anything crazy like horror movies and stuff like that. So for me, it wasn't a fad as far as being into that type of stuff. But other kids were thinking, well, just because you're wearing dark clothes, that you worship Satan, or that you're going to be like, it's going to be like Columbine. And it was so crazy to be in high school during that time frame.
Yeah, Columbine happened, what, in 98? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That just seemed like totally unfathomable to me that could happen, because, I mean, I don't remember there ever being any school shootings when we were in school, right, Cody? I mean, I graduated in 95 too, so I mean, I don't ever recall any of that.
I don't know about 95, but like my sister graduated 89.
Mm-hmm.
I remember kids having rifles and gun racks in their trucks in the school parking lot. That was just in 87 or 88.
And see, people wanted to blame horror movies for that. It had nothing to do with horror movies.
And Marilyn
Not a damn thing to do with it. Music and horror movies, just like the what was that series about where the boys were accused of killing the boys?
The Basketball Diaries?
No.
Heathers?
God, what's that?
Heathers?
No, that movie is fucking awesome. Oh man, the West Memphis Three. Those guys. I cannot believe I can't think of the name of that series. It's one of my favorite series ever. Somebody in the chat, help me out.
Was it Gilmore Girls? I'm kidding.
No, it's close. No, it wasn't Gilmore Girls. It wasn't that. It was Paradise Lost. It was a series, and those kids were blamed for killing 3 other kids because they liked horror movies and metal music, but those kids were acquitted. But people just assume, because they like horror movies and they wear dark clothes. See, that happened too while I was in high school. So all this crazy shit that was happening in high school was blamed because of horror movies and metal music, but it wasn't actually that.
Well, I mean, how many people blame suicides on Judas Priest and stuff like that? Just crazy.
Thank you, Venom.
Yeah. But Cody, I remember going to school and kids having gun racks, in the back of their pickup trucks and stuff like that. I mean, I grew up in a small town here in Kentucky, and lots of farm boys and FFA members and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't uncommon. The biggest issue that I remember when I was in school was just fights breaking out, somewhat racial, because we had a mixture of blacks and whites and rich and poor, and just people running their mouths and just starting up. That's really the extent of anything like that I can recall.
I'm gonna say at my school there was only one race at my school, yet there was plenty of racism. If that makes sense. Again, rural area, bunch of rednecks. Best way to describe it. So
he's back.
My wife's a teacher now, and it worries me sometimes, because anymore it seems like every other month there's another shooting that's taking place out of school, and it's just I almost feel like teachers should get some kind of hazard pay. I mean, it's scary.
Phil, how was your smoke break?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I have a question for you guys, and this is something that came up in Cheetah's interview with Phil. Have you guys ever had any kind of real life paranormal experiences? Phil mentioned one in his interview.
Yeah, sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, a couple actually. I feel like I attract that type of stuff sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. I also made the mistake of taking a spirit box to a graveyard, which is on one of my videos, and I caught some EVPs, and it screwed me up for about a year, man. Yeah, like that stuff's real, spirit boxes and Ouija boards. To me, all that stuff is absolutely real, man. All of it.
Personally,
I feel like
I've
I was
never had
hacked
any.
once.
Yeah.
Nothing for me that didn't, ultimately get explained.
Yeah.
Not even like, worried that it was a ghost or something. I remember one time my parents were gone, and we had a wood stove at my parents' house, and they left on vacation, and Dad said, "Are you wanting to run the wood stove while we're gone?" And I said, "No, not really. I'd rather not worry about it." And he said, "Okay, we'll kick on the baseboard heaters." We had baseboard heaters. And my dad was an electrician, so everything was always like way more complicated than I think it needed to be. And I did not know this because I'd never been around to have them on. Kicked on the baseboard heaters. I'm sitting in the living room and something went thud in the basement. And I thought maybe raccoon or critter or something. And I was in the basement with a ball bat looking behind shit trying to find, because I kept hearing it.
Yeah.
And I finally was down there when it happened. There's a contactor in a box about this big mounted on one of the floor joists, kicking in and out for them, radiators to come on. So things like that. I had friends who, we're going to go to the sunken cemetery. It was this old cemetery, and there was like a sinkhole under it, and shit fell in. It was creepy. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Or the dumbest one though. I had one friend who wanted to take us to a place where there was a glowing headstone.
Oh yeah.
And if you stood at this certain place, you saw the glowing headstone. And I was like, and she was genuinely freaked out. I can see it, it's glowing. And I'm like, you dipshit, the security light over there is reflecting off the front of this headstone. There's nothing mystical about it.
It's funny because I've watched those kind of shows about paranormal activities and experiences, and I remember there being one about that, or maybe not that one particular, but there was a headstone that had like a green aura or glow to it. I don't know. It's just I've never had any experiences that I would attribute to being paranormal.
See, Ben.
I can remember having like a recurring dream as a kid about aliens and stuff, but I just dismissed it as my mind just running wild while I was sleeping. So,
or you could have been being abducted by aliens.
Or yeah, could have been getting probed anally. No,
I do have to believe in aliens. The universe is too big for us to be alone. But
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, whether or not they want anything to do with us, there was a great comic I saw the other day of two aliens looking at Jesus on the crucifix, and one of them said to the other, "I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to get the fuck off this planet."
What's up,
Hey,
Derek?
Tickled by that. Hello.
Derek, you there? Can you hear us, Derek?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Hear you. Can you hear us?
Halloween Fiend PDX is in the house, folks. Derek, what's up, man?
There you go, Dave. New and improved.
Awesome.
I just twisted the hell out of it and it didn't break off.
Derek, you good?
I guess he can't hear us.
For some reason, I don't think Derek can hear us.
I guess he can see our comments, though.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, I mean, I agree with Cody. Like, why would it be just us? You know?
I kicked him out.
Take two.
There's got to be other stuff besides us. I mean, there's got to be aliens. There's paranormal stuff. The world is just too. There's just too many things. There's too much shit out there. Yeah.
Can you hear us, Derek? Can you hear us? Derek?
Hello?
Ghostbusters. Of course, we're serious.
Can you hear us? Can you see us?
This is like having a Ouija board.
If you see a speaker, hit unmute.
He might need to plug his headset in, though. Maybe he needs to plug it into the laptop or whatever.
Plug your headset in.
I don't have a headset. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay, good.
What's up,
Just
Derek?
to switch something was all.
What's up, Fiend? Finally,
Much.
nice to see. Hell yeah, man. Derek in the house.
Cody, have you met Derek before, or are you familiar with Derek?
Mhm.
All right.
Those of you in the chat, this is HalloweenFiendPDX, one of the best channels on the net, folks.
Yeah, Derek. Derek, you post something daily. I'm just like, how do you find time to do that?
I don't. I usually just shoot a video and then I just throw it up and then I go to work. So go.
Yeah.
If you like gnomes, please get off of the stream.
Yeah. No, I just got my vaccine, my third booster shot thing. So far I feel fine.
Yeah.
I
I didn't feel anything on my third one. Second one laid me on my ass for a day and a half. The third one, nothing.
Yeah.
No, I mean the first two I got done, nothing happened, so it was fine.
Good.
So Derek, we were just talking about. Have you ever had any paranormal experiences?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean,
Not
I've never been one that's been brave enough to play with a Ouija board, but I mean, no, I've never had anything happen to me either. But we were also talking about how we don't think that we're the only ones in the universe either. So
Look at his wall of goodies that he has. He's got a pretty nice setup back there, too.
yeah.
I keep asking
I'm
him to
embarrassed
shoot
right
a
now.
room tour video.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're
Bring
gonna
it
do
out.
a Ouija board session here.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Bring it
hanging
out.
I got it.
Derek's got quite the extensive collection himself. I mean, don't let him fool you. He's more than just a Halloween fiend. He's got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
Do it.
So Derek, how long have you been collecting? Just
Since '98.
We need a room tour.
Jeez.
Kind of it.
We need you to shoot one of those room tour videos and post it to your channel.
It'll happen at some point.
You guys are going to have to start getting all your stuff insured. Seriously, looking at your guys' collections, you're going to have to start getting insured, man. Some of this stuff is crazy. I mean, you know. I am a fiend for Derek's channel. He's got so much fun stuff on there. Do you know that he went as a killer clown for outer space and he DJ'd in the clown costume at a club? Did you guys see that?
No.
I did.
What's up, Ben?
Yeah, it was fun. The thing that's bummer though is I read a story on Instagram and I wasn't able to download the video because I wanted to put it on the YouTube channel and I couldn't make it work.
He did. He read a story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark outside of the club.
In-clown
And
costume? Wow. So, Derek, do you collect anything outside of horror, or are you
Nope.
strictly horror only?
Strictly horror. Well, some Halloween stuff, but pretty much just horror only.
And socks.
Well, they're horror socks and Halloween socks. So.
Yeah.
So it's under the umbrella of it.
he likes to set off firecrackers.
Yeah, it can happen. I've done it before. So I guess what have you guys been talking about the last I don't know, however long since I just popped on?
Yeah,
We just
leave it
hit
on
1
the-
hour, so plenty of time.
Yeah.
Just 1 hour only.
Yep.
We talked about what got you into horror, got us into horror. We were all pretty much under the same consensus that, you know, watching movies on VHS or on TV kind of got us into it. For me, it was Elm Street that got me into horror.
Actually, same thing for me.
Yeah.
But funny enough, though, it was actually Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 was the first one that I saw.
Mm.
What is
I
that
think
in the
first-
background?
It's
like
filled with Rubik's
I
Cube.
knew it was something like that. I'm like, it sounds like a toy something.
Somebody's grating cheese or putting on Parmesan under their salad.
So, Cody, you said Creepshow was your first movie seen in a theater that was horror, or one of the earliest ones?
No, that was at home. I'm trying to think of the first one. Earliest I can think of, I guess I'd call it horror because it did scare the shit out of me. Jaws 3.
Oh hell yeah!
3D. Yeah. My dad
I
took
can
me
do
to
it.
see that.
But can you solve it?
No, because then Pinhead comes out. Hell no.
Oh, okay.
See?
I think the first one I remember seeing that was horror was probably Sleepwalkers. And I wasn't crazy about that movie, to be honest. We used to have a theater in town that would play like dollar movies after they'd been out, you know, for a while in normal theaters. And Mom took us to see Sleepwalkers, and it was awkward watching that movie with my mom.
It's a mother's film.
What's that?
It's a mother's film.
It is another film. Josh, what's the first one you remember seeing in theaters?
As far as horror,
Yeah.
I snuck in. I don't know if I snuck in. I'm pretty sure maybe they just didn't card me. But I was 14 years old and I got in to see John Carpenter's Vampires. I know that sounds ridiculous, but again, my family, once my grandparents started raising me, did not like horror, did not want me to watch horror. So I kind of went behind their backs and enjoyed horror.
What's up, Ken?
Hey, Ken. Phil, what was your first movie in theaters that you remember?
My dad took me to the original Friday the 13th in theaters when I was 7. That's probably, and he took me to Star Wars when I was 5. So I mean Star Wars. I remember the garbage pit scene with that eyeball coming up.
Yeah.
Kind of freaked me out, but
Derek, you remember your first theater experience with horror?
I'm gonna say my earliest memory is probably Jason 9, I think.
Is that's not the one in space, that's Jason
He
X.
goes to hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason X was the space one. Jason Goes to Hell was part 9.
Yeah.
it's your buddy Ken here. I like that.
So, Stephen from Grimwood Hollow wants to know, what is the holy grail piece to have in your collection?
To have or that we do have?
Let's do to have first, and then we'll go to do have. So, Phil, what's one that you want to get or one that you missed out on that you would love to have? You
It's
mentioned The
gotta
Exorcist.
be Reagan on the Stairs. Yeah.
That's a cool piece.
I have that one.
Yeah, I do too.
The best part is I owned it and I got rid of it at $15 a decade ago, and then I rebought it for $150.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Is that like a figure, or what the hell is that?
It
Let me
was like
grab it real quick.
a figure, but it was called Classics back then. But I did get the bloody version as opposed to the regular one.
Nice.
Damn.
Yep.
That is solid. Ironically, that scene became the scary scene to me in the film, and that came out later from the movie. Later on, it was released.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if they added it separately or if it was cut out from the original. Do you guys remember if it was cut out or was it added later?
It was cut out, I think, from the original.
Yep.
You remember,
Wow,
right?
damn.
Because they were advertising the new one with the spider walk. So I mean, it was just a cut scene. Derek, what's one that you don't have in your collection that you've always wanted?
So it's gonna sound really terrible. It's probably gonna be the Hellraiser Cenobite Lair. I used to own it, and then I got rid of it a long time ago. And yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah,
Cody?
it's exclusive. So
So, are we? I guess are we talking something that is just expensive but attainable?
could be, but
Or
it's
more like a dream item.
A Grail. I mean, it doesn't have to be expensive, I guess.
Well, it's not really horror, but several years back, Hot Toys put out a RoboCop and Murphy 1/6 scale 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Would love to have that, but it's $800-900 now. But then a fantasy piece. There's a guy I watched a video of, and he's got a lot of Creepshow screen use props, and he's got one of the crates. Like that would be really cool just to have, in the back of the room and keep stuff in.
Yeah.
So something screen used, and that could be really cool. I don't have anything like that. Well, take that back. I have a piece of the Evil Dead 2 cabin.
Wow.
Nice.
If you want to call a chunk of wood that big that come off the north facing wall, whatever screen used, but yeah.
You do have that, or you are wanting that?
I do have that.
I'll be
Really?
right back.
So the store in the Monroeville Mall that sells zombie stuff, they actually sell pieces of the mall, and they branched out a little bit, and they also sell some of these Evil Dead 2 pieces. They had bags of the black rock that Ash buried Linda in. They had pieces of wood from the exterior set cabin. And yeah, I bought a piece of the cabin for the hell of it.
Wow.
how much was it?
And I've got a piece of the escalator handrail from Dawn of the Dead. So bought that too.
Are you planning on going, Cody, to a future Monroeville Dawn of the Dead?
I'd like to. I don't know if I will this year.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm definitely figuring on this year is Scarefest.
I'm going to go to Horror Hound next year. I'm not going to do it this year. But I have been to the Monroeville Mall.
Yeah.
I've been there for a screening of Dawn of the Dead. I think I've told you guys about this. And some of the cast were there doing autograph sessions. We watched the movie in the lobby. They had a blow up big screen, and some of the cast was there. We had to pay for a ticket. It was like an experience. And it was at one of the conventions, and the mall's solid. The mall's it was entertaining. It was a blast.
Cool. We were at a con back in like 2017, and up in Indianapolis, and we watched Dawn of the Dead with Ken Foray. He came in and talked for about a half hour, and then we watched the movie together. And Fritz the Night Owl was there too. He's from your area, I think, Ohio, right?
Yeah, he's legendary around here.
Yeah, he was there, and he had done a cut of the movie where he talked during it, and that's what we watched.
Jennifer Tochi would like a life-size Curtis Armstrong. That would be her prized possession.
So, do you guys know Gremlin Hollow, Steven?
I do. I am aware of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he does excellent stuff. I mean, he has the most fantastic yard haunt.
Hell yeah. He definitely does.
He worked on the Men in Black films. He made the guns that they used in those movies.
Cool.
And when he
I think he worked on Elm Street 5 as well.
Yeah, and when he was first starting out, I think he also had a hand in Phantom. So yeah, he's got some props that he actually made for movies.
Tiffany Where Caesar says she was one of the what the hell am I reading here? She was a background actor at the Monroeville Mall because she lives in that area. I want the Halloween box set. I'm gonna get it sometime. I'm gonna get it so I can have to get it again later on and upgrade it.
Yeah, that's been on my list of Grail things too. But I'm kind of holding out. I'm hoping they put out a new one with after Halloween ends.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't have that one either.
Yeah,
I have that.
For me, I've seen some amazing busts that people have created. There's a guy on Instagram that sells a bust of David from Lost Boys that looks awesome. I'll probably never own one because I can't imagine they're very cheap. But yeah, it would be nice to have a life-size bust of David or Gary Oldman as Dracula for me. All right, it's coming up on 10:15. I want to try to end this by 11, but I just hit 400 subscribers on my channel, and rather than hosting a contest, I thought it would be fun if maybe we just did some trivia tonight and give back to the people in the chat section. I recently picked up this horror Trivial Pursuit, and I thought it would be fun to just pull some cards, read some questions, keep track of who gets what, and then I've got 3 prizes to give away. First place prize will get Reagan and Michael Myers Toonie Terror figures.
Damn.
Ooh.
Y'all better be getting in this trivia.
Second place will get a copy of Ghostbusters Afterlife in 4K.
Ooh.
Damn.
And then third place will get all 4 Ghostbusters movies digitally. So.
Phil's repeat vids up in this.
What, did Derek turn invisible?
He did.
Wow.
So if you guys are up for it, y'all want to do some trivia?
You guys want to play trivia, right? You want to win this stuff, right? Let's go. We got a lot of people in here. Let's get down. Let's go.
All right. So let's pull out a card here.
I still owe Derek a copy of the Spanish Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I never got whatever that thing is I won like a million years ago.
We're gonna call it that.
Yeah, that works.
So I have a copy to send you actually, and I'll just ping me your address and I'll send it to you.
I will.
Patrick, you cannot win, Raya. Sorry, she says it was me.
Because we never received the movie we were supposed to give you. The guy never sent it to us, but that's good because now I'm going to send you Spanish Chainsaw Massacre. I have another copy. Enjoy. I need a full review.
You'll get it.
You might not like me afterwards.
All right, so I'm going to read the questions. We'll give the chat some time to give their responses. First person to get it right will get a point. And about 10:45 or so, we'll wrap things up with the trivia and declare our winners. So, question number 1. In Trick or Treat, what is the name of the childlike character that appears in all segments? This is an easy one.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right?
Is it Lou Ferrigno?
It is not Lou Ferrigno.
Is it
Close.
Billy?
All right. Looks like Steven got it first from Grimwood Hollow.
Nice.
I was going to say John Goodman. Oh, no, Danny
Derek,
DeVito. That's what it is. It's Danny DeVito in a costume.
And
Danny
Derek,
DeVito.
please send me your info because I'm definitely sending that out to you this week.
I will.
I might include something else with it too, because I'm a fanboy of your channel. So
I'm also a fanboy of your channel.
Halloween Fiend PDX and Phil's creepy vids.
All right. The next question, handpicked by my daughter Caitlin. In The Sixth Sense, what is the profession of the protagonist played by Bruce Willis?
Oh.
Window washer.
Ooh, close.
He's a Rockette.
He's a priest. Isn't his name Father Willis? Grimwood Hollow says therapist.
Close. Patrick got it. He was a child psychiatrist.
Half Cheetah will view coming in with the point. Circle gets the square.
Oh, Circle did
with
get the
Wink
square.
Martindale up in this.
All right.
Big shout out to Mary Wilson, by the way, for coming back. Okay.
What's up, Mary Wilson?
Shout out to Jennifer Tochi, who did her 8 questions tonight. Everybody check out the replay.
This one might be a little...
Everybody check out Mary on Instagram so you can see her artwork. Would be a comment I'd make.
Okay, what horror novelist helped Evil Dead acquire a distributor?
Say that again.
What horror novelist helped Evil Dead acquire a distributor?
Do you know this, Phil?
I have a guess, and I'm already connected to Mary Wilson on Instagram.
Cheetah got it. It was Stephen King. It was Stephen King.
That's what I was going to say.
All right. Patrick with 2 points so far. Next question. In Fright Night, what is the name of the former film star that Charlie comes to for help?
Oh.
Is it LeVar Burton?
I don't think it's LeVar Burton. Yeah, that's the guy. What was his name? That was the actor's name, but what was the character's name? Yep, Jason got it. It was Peter Vincent. All right, point for Jason.
That's signed by Tom Holland, by the way.
Brewster.
Wow. Phil's looking to trade his collection in for real estate at some point when he wants. That's what Phil's going to trade his collection for real estate when he's done collecting. $500,000.
All right, in Insidious, Dalton Lambert inherited his ability to astral project from which one of his parents?
Oh.
I hear a dog.
That's my dog.
All right, Jennifer Tochi's given up.
Could you repeat the question?
Patrick says his dad.
It was his dad. Cheetah is right.
Ding, 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 ding.
And at some point, because there's 3 winners, we might have to have a cap out, because if Patrick keeps answering all the questions, we're still going to have a second and third place winner.
Okay.
We might just have to give Jennifer Tochi an honorary win. Yeah.
I'd say it's like first 1 to 5 wins the first
Choice.
prize, and then they can no longer answer.
You want to go that route? So first 5 gets first place, and then we'll do.
That's a great thing, because we did that on our stream, and
And
that
then
definitely worked.
2nd to 5 gets 2nd place, and 3rd to 5 gets 3rd place. But once
You know who
there's
the
one
first-
prize,
You know who the first two that were in our stream when we did that? It was Phil and Joe the Horror Man.
Okay, next question. Psycho was an adaptation of the novelist of the same name by what author?
Are we doing a horse shack there? Oh,
Me, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter.
Who wrote the novel Psycho from 1960?
So if Cheetah gets this, that's his 5th, so he's in, right?
No, that's his 4th.
my
We're
hand
getting
does
questions
not
about
hurt.
Phil's hands in the chat.
I have an
Haddonfield
earache,
Slasher.
so I have a sore ear.
Haddonfield Slasher got it. Misspelled the last name, but it's close enough.
That's fine. He got it.
Robbie gets a point.
He knows it's Robert Bloch.
Robert with the point. All right, my daughter is picking out some questions that she wants me to ask. You wanna say
In the
hi?
movie Frozen, no.
Hi.
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 Hello.
All right. Question number 4. In The Exorcist, the demon Pazuzu does not possess what character? Chris McNeil, the mom, Reagan McNeil, the daughter, or Father Damien Karras? This is an easy one.
I mean, I don't know the answer to that one.
Who does not get
too-
possessed?
Still
too
doesn't
tough.
know it. Can somebody answer it? Pazuzu.
I had the same one there, Derek. Signed by Eileen Dietz. Yours too, right?
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Looks like Mary Wilson. Nope. Grimwood Hollow got first.
Pazuzu.
Grimwood Hollow. So Steven's got 2 points. Okay. In The Conjuring, what is the name of the entity tormenting the Perron family? Yep. What's the name of the entity tormenting the Perron family?
I'm gonna go with Duckman.
Definitely Duckman.
Robbie, I'm going by who appears first in my chat. You all came in at 10:24, but in my chat, Grimwood Hollow came in first.
With me, it goes Grimwood Hollow mom, Mary Wilson mom, Haddonfield
Yep.
Slasher mom.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Any guesses on the Conjuring entity? All right, no one knows the answer. Guys, do you know what the name of the entity was?
I'm sticking with Duckman.
No, it was Bathsheba.
Oh, well, that was my second guess.
It sounds like a character from Mortal Kombat. The Bathsheba.
Like a character from the Bible. Next question. Let's see here. Too easy. What is the relationship between Papa Jupiter and
What?
Ruby? Mom knows that.
Sorry.
Oh,
God, Cody.
What is the relationship between Papa Jupiter and Ruby in The Hills Have Eyes?
I've never seen The Hills Have Eyes.
Is that a car crash?
Grimwood Hollow says father-daughter.
That is correct. All
I
right.
don't know. It's inbreeding still.
Steven and Cheetah are tied at 3. All right. Caitlin, you got another one? You got one for me to read? All right. Watch it.
Couple of wavy lines. It is a star.
All right. This is from a newer movie. In Happy Death Day, what poison dessert does Lori try to give Lisa?
Poison dessert. Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
I know this.
What kind of dessert was it?
Patrick says pudding.
Can you be more specific, Grimwood and Casey? What kind of cake? Mary got it. It was
Wilson.
cupcake.
An apple dumpling cake.
Mary Wilson for the point. Yeah, she's possessed. All right, next question. In the opening scene of The Host, what chemical is emptied into the Han River, precipitating the appearance of the titular creature?
I think I know this one.
What are they pouring into the river that causes the appearance of the title character?
Soy sauce?
Ooh, close. It was not radioactive waste, Patrick.
Oh, you know what? No. When at the restaurants, all that weird stuff that the leftover MSG stuff that goes in those containers, that's what they poured in there. That's what it had to have been. That stuff's nasty.
Yeah, I hear. Any guesses from the chat?
Patrick says radioactive waste.
It wasn't ramen either. It wasn't root beer either.
I have a guess of what I think it is.
All right, go ahead,
Soylent
Phil.
Green.
Go ahead.
Soylent Green.
Is it formaldehyde?
It was formaldehyde. Good job. No points for you, though.
Phil coming through in the clutch.
Robbie, you don't have to. I understand. It's how it shows up on the host's screen. I've done tons of these trivias where I'm first on my chat and my screen shows me first, and they say, "Oh, this guy got it first." It's just the way the internet works.
Okay. In the movie Let Me In, Owen and Abby communicate through the wall using what method? How do Owen and Abby communicate through the wall? Grimwood Hollow got it. It was Morse code.
Grimwood Hollow,
right.
Morse code.
Steven is at 4 points. First one to 5 gets the.
What's Patrick at? Is he at 4 too?
Patrick is at 3. All right. Which one am I reading?
Patrick, you're close.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
How are you?
All right. The house and We Are Still Here from 2015 needs fresh souls every how many years?
I hated that movie. Oh, We Are Still Here. Oh, I like that movie.
How many years does it have to go by before fresh souls are needed.
What's the movie called with the family of vampires, and it's kind of like a comedy? And then there's recently been a series.
I know what you're talking about. I can see it. I just don't know the title.
They're all just kind of hanging out like, I hate being dead all the time.
Yeah, I think Dead's in the title, isn't it?
I have no idea. We Are Still Here made me think of that.
We live in the shadows.
Oh, What We Do in the
What We Do
Shadows.
in the Shadows.
That's it.
All right. Any guesses as to how many years have to go by before fresh souls are needed?
How many years?
Yeah.
For fresh souls?
For fresh souls.
And We Are
right.
Still Here?
It was 30, so we'll go on to the
30
next
years.
Which one? I don't see that. Can I have this, please? Where's the rest of them? All right, random one here. In what decade is the House of the Devil set? '70s, '80s, or '90s? I'll narrow it down to those 3 decades. House of the Devil, '70s, '80s, or '90s?
Grimwood says 70s.
Nope.
Patrick says 90s.
Nope. Next person gets it. Mary Wilson got it. It was the 80s. So Mary's
See,
got
now
2 now.
I see Robbie Richards before Mary Wilson.
Oh, you were correct. I'm sorry, Mary.
Same here.
Keep me honest, guys. All right, so Robbie has 2. Mary's still at 1. Jason's
There you
at
go.
1.
There you go, Robbie. I got you one.
Steven's in the lead with 4 still, and Cheetah has 3. I gave you the point, Robbie.
I didn't see Beth slide in. Hey, Beth.
All right,
Derek,
next
were you going to
question.
show us something?
Oh no, I was just looking at to see.
Who directed the 2016 movie Hush? I wasn't telling you to hush, Derek. Who directed the movie Hush?
Who directed Hush?
See, you done pissed him off. He left.
Who directed the 2016 movie Hush? One of my favorite Boogeyman Ben got it. One of my favorite
Boogeyman
directors.
Ben in with
Boogeyman Ben.
Mike Flanagan. I didn't even know that.
I knew that one. Not because I have the card in my hand, but I'm a fan of Mike Flanagan. He's my favorite director at the moment.
Young Mr.
Okay.
Flanagan.
What Superman Returns from 2006 co-writer directed Trick or Treat?
Directed what?
Trick or Treat. Who directed Trick or Treat?
Boogeyman Ben says Mike Doherty.
Boogeyman Ben got it. Mike Doherty. That's right. 2 points for Boogeyman Ben. I want to say, coming round the bend, it's Boogeyman Ben.
Boogeyman Ben coming round the bend. It's Boogeyman Ben. It's Boogeyman Ben.
All right. The leader of the Skinheads in Green Room from 2015 is played by what former Star Trek actor?
William Shatner.
Oh, no, close.
Is it
Leonard
Leonard Nimoy?
George Takei.
What's that?
It's George Takei.
Patrick coming in with Patrick Stewart.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Hello.
Grimwood Hollow.
Hello.
Who got it
It
first?
was
I see
Boogeyman
Ben.
Ben.
Boogeyman Ben.
Boogeyman
Mhm.
Ben's coming back. All right, so we have a two-way tie between Boogeyman Ben and Cheetah with 3. Steven still in the lead with 4. First person to 5 gets the Michael Myers Toonie Terror and the Reagan McNeil Toonie Terror.
I like
Come
Beth going
on.
with LeVar Burton. LeVar
Oh,
Burton.
Beth, it was so close.
LeVar Burton.
Okay. Fuck, I keep reading the same questions. What character is the owner of the haunted house in the House on Haunted Hill? Might be a little difficult.
The
Big Mama.
original or the remake?
The original.
Was it B. Arthur?
I'm going with Big Mama. Big Mama's house.
Was it Estelle Getty?
Vincent Price was the actor, but what was his character's name?
We're looking for character's name.
We're looking for the character's name.
Still going with Big Mama.
Mary Wilson got it. It was Pritchard.
Nice.
Watson Pritchard. All right, so another point for Mary. Okay. Jennifer said it was Hobbs. Close. Let's
It
go
was
with
me. It was my house.
Let's go with one also from the 60s, or sorry, 50s. In the House of Wax, what character creates his wax figures by encasing the cadavers in wax? Again, we're looking for the character's name and not the actor.
Is the character's name Vincent Price?
It is not Vincent Price.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to go with Lamar Latrell for 300.
I'll go with anal bum covers.
I'm going to go with Estelle Getty one more time.
What was the name of the professor in House of Wax?
Robbie says Igor.
Patrick got it. It was Jared. Professor
Jared.
Henry Jared. All right, Patrick and Steven are tied
Fiend.
at 4. This is close, guys and gals. Okay, in Drag Me to Hell from 2009, what kind of debt does protagonist Christine Brown deny Mrs. Ganush an extension? What kind of debt does the protagonist Christine Brown deny Mrs. Ganush an extension? What was the old gypsy lady trying to get a loan for? Boogeyman Ben got it.
Oh, mortgage. Boogeyman Ben, yeah.
Boogeyman Ben. All right, so we have a 3-way tie at the moment between Steven from Grimwood Hollow, Boogeyman Ben, and Patrick from Half Cheetah.
Oh my God, the excitement.
The excitement. All right. Okay. Wow, let's see. That's too easy. In Annabelle creation, in Annabelle creation, what is the name of the character that assembles Annabelle at the beginning of the film?
Geppetto.
Ooh, good guess.
What are the first 3 letters in the horrorcore group ICP?
Is it INS?
Yes.
Perfect.
Who built Annabelle in Annabelle creation?
Ooh, we got an Annabelle.
Oh, we got it. Looks like Grimwood Hollow.
Let's get the smaller one.
Was it
Grimwood
Corbin
Hollow.
from the Central Door?
All right, so Steven has won the Toonie Terrors. Congratulations, Stephen. The answer was Samuel Mullins. I'll settle for Samuel.
You say I've got a tiny Annabelle.
I have one of those too, I believe. All right, next prize up for grabs.
Since everyone's showing Annabelle, I'll show this one. Here she is in her chair.
I have Annabelle too.
Ooh, I have that. It's not
All
over
right.
yet, Ben. There's still a second prize and a third prize.
There is a second prize. Next person to 5 will win a copy of Ghostbusters Afterlife in 4K.
And so Grimwood Hollow
digital-
can no longer answer.
Yeah. The
Okay.
digital code has been redeemed on this one, so you'll just be getting the 4K and the Blu-ray.
And a calzone pizza.
All right. Next question. The last voice Paul Conroy hears on the phone in the movie Buried belongs to who? Whom, I should say. What is the last voice that Paul Conroy hears on the phone in Buried? This might be a hard one.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. Just
Remember
watched
who-
that a few weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Any guesses? Character's name was Dan Brenner, but he was actually the head of the hostage working group. All right, so we'll go on to something a little easier. Who directed Cabin in the Woods from 2012?
Was it Herbert West?
It was not.
It was George Takei.
Oh my.
Hello.
Hello. Who directed Cabin in the Woods?
Was it Walt Disney?
Yes.
Woohoo, I get a point.
It was not Abrams.
Drew Goddard.
What?
Oh,
Mary Wilson for the point.
Mary Wilson says Goddard.
Mary Wilson for the point. So, Mary, you have 3 points. Boogeyman Ben has 4. Cheetah has 4. Jason's got 1. And Robbie has 2. All right. In the Amityville Horror, which character becomes obsessed with cutting firewood? This is easy. Which character becomes obsessed with cutting firewood in the Amityville Horror?
Is it Ryan Reynolds?
I'll accept the character from either the remake or the original as the answer. What character became obsessed? Boogeyman Ben got it.
Boogeyman Ben says George Lutz.
All right, so Boogeyman Ben has won the Ghostbusters Afterlife in 4K.
Ooh, congrats.
Good movie.
All right, and our third place prize is going to be digital codes to all of the Ghostbuster movies, including the one with Melissa McCarthy and the other SNL cast members. So you get Ghostbusters 1, 2, Afterlife, and Answer the Call.
Yeah, the fake Ghostbusters.
So you get 3 of them, really. So
It wasn't a bad movie. It was entertaining. All right.
Derek, how you feeling, buddy?
Good.
Good. Okay. What was the name of the Stephen King novel that the film Pet Sematary is adapted from? What is the name of the Stephen King novel that Pet Sematary was adapted from? Trick question.
Come on, Tochi. You know this one. Cheetah, you know this one.
Is it
was
the
not
monkey's paw?
It was not the monkey's paw. Beth got it. It was Pet Sematary. Novel and movie, one and the same. So a point for Beth.
It's also nice. Let's give a shout out to Beth for coming back, by the way.
Yes,
Hell
we are
yeah.
all glad to have Beth back.
Welcome back, Beth.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
If you are not connected to Beth, please do so. All right. In The Exorcist, I already asked that. Oh, sorry, I already asked that question. Man, let me pull a fresh snap out. Let's do that. Okay.
In the Human Centipede, which
What 2010 Norwegian mockumentary was about certain mythical cave-dwelling giants?
I am now connected to Beth. Can you reread that question?
Yes, this is a weird one. What
Ben has
2010
offered up his movie to the runners-up.
What?
Okay. Casey got it. So the question was, what 2010 Norwegian mockumentary was about certain mythical cave-dwelling giants? And it was Troll Hunter.
I know that. Troll Hunter.
So Casey got the point.
Was it Ernest Scared Stupid?
It was Troll Hunter. All right. To what M. Night Shyamalan film was Split a sequel?
I don't know, but I bet it had a twist at the end.
What a twist!
What a twist. Didn't see that coming. What was
twist.
Split the sequel to? What was Split the sequel to? Come on, you all. You're breaking my heart. There we go.
Miss 80s.
Beth got it. Answer was Unbreakable. So 2 points for Beth. All right. So I guess we are replaying for the Ghostbusters Afterlife 4K and Blu-ray since Ben has given up his prize. What is the name of the haunted house in The Haunting? What is the name of the house in the movie The Haunting? This was also a Netflix series. The Haunting of Blank House. I'm giving it away the answers here, folks. What is the name of the house in The Haunting? Casey got. Oh, I'm sorry. Beth got it again. Hill House. Point for Beth. They all came in at once, so Beth appears first, so point goes to Beth. All right. In Starry Eyes, who is the roommate of Sarah? Is it Aaron, Carl, Tracy, or Danny? Take care, Jason. Who is the roommate to Sarah in Starry Eyes? Aaron, Carl, Tracy, or Danny? Casey got it. It was Tracy. All right, Casey with 2 points now.
Casey, Interweb Kaiju, go connect to Interweb Kaiju, our Kaiju brother from another mother. He hosted the Midnight Hour last week.
All right, good guess, Casey. Okay, in 13 Ghosts, what is the given translation of the Latin phrase oculoris infernum? What is the translation of the Latin phrase oculoris infernum? Not eyes burned. Good guess, though.
What's the question?
What is the translation of the Latin phrase oculoris infernum? Not hot nacho.
Come on, Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones, you know this one?
Oculoris. Take care, Ben.
See you, Ben. Eyes of Hell.
Eyes of Hell. Mary Wilson with the point. Good job, Mary. All right, Mary's at 4. Okay, at the end of 7, this is going to be an easy one, you all. The head of what actress is in the box? What actress?
Owen Wilson.
No, I'm sorry, not Owen Wilson.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, no, Andy. Not Morgan Freeman.
Is it Brad Pitt?
Mary Wilson with the point. It's Gwyneth Paltrow. And
Wait, is it Jennifer Aniston?
She has won the copy of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Congratulations, Mary. All right. So, next prize will go to the first person to 5. And again, just a reminder, it will be the digital codes to all the 4 Ghostbuster movies. Okay. What is the profession of the character Adam Kesher in Mulholland Drive?
Never seen it.
Me neither.
But I'm going to say he was a butcher.
He
Derek,
wasn't
do
a
you know this
butcher. He wasn't a butcher or a
Do you know this
baker
one?
Was he a candlestick maker?
or a widow maker. Nope.
Okay.
He was a spice maker.
He made spices.
Yeah. Old
He
Spice
worked for the Old Spice Company.
on Mountain Dew.
What profession was Adam Kesher in Mulholland Drive?
Was he a gigolo?
It's a gigolo. No, sorry.
Deuce Bigelow?
Robbie says a hitman.
Not a hitman. All right. Any more guesses from the chat?
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 4, 12, 9.
1. Derek, do you know?
Actually, no. I'm going to guess a driver, but no.
No. Bill, do you know?
I have no idea. I've never seen that movie.
He was a film director.
Don't care. We'll
Yeah.
still never see that movie.
All right. How many masked strangers stalked the couple in The Strangers? Easy.
Is it 14?
It is not 14.
Yes.
How many masked strangers stalk the couple in The Strangers?
I'm pretty sure it's 14 in the director's cut.
All right.
It's
Looks like
1,400.
Robbie got it. It was 3. So Robbie has 3 points. Cheetah still has 4 points. Boogeyman Bins is no longer in this. Beth has 3, and Casey has 2.
Nice, Robbie.
All right. Who directed The Birds? And go.
Who directed The Birds?
Who directed The
Tom-
Birds?
Tom Arnold.
Was it?
Ooh,
Yeah.
close.
Was it Corey Feldman?
It was Carpenter. Sorry. Who directed The Birds? Beth got it. It was Hitchcock.
Beth gets it.
All right. Beth is at 4 points.
Beth, you just need one more.
Patrick and Beth are tied at 4. Robbie has 3, and Casey has 2. Jason's left, so we'll not look at Jason's numbers. Okay. This is going to be easy, so fast on the trigger here.
Who directed The Birds?
The two PIs in 7 are played by Brad Pitt and what other actor?
George Takei.
Oh, Andy. Sorry.
Hello. Tim Robbins.
Belial from Basket Case.
Robbie says
Robbie got
Morgan Freeman.
it was Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Congrats, Robbie.
All right, so we have a 4-way tie at the moment between Patrick, Beth, and Robbie.
So this question, it's whoever shows up on David's chat first. So you gotta type fast. Fastest one shows up on his screen first.
Ugh.
So don't sleep on this one, guys.
Okay, what actor narrated the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 2003? Also 74.
Also 2022.
Really? Oh, yes, in
Yeah.
the video. That's correct.
Richard Mall.
No. It was Harry
No,
Dean. It was Harry Dean. What's his face?
No, David, he actually did do the reading at the start of the new movie.
Was it Chuck Woolery?
Beth got it. It was John Larroquette.
I see
Congratulations,
Beth's first,
Beth.
John
You have
Larroquette.
won all of the digital codes to all 4 Ghostbuster movies. I know
Yay.
you're not much of a digital person, but congratulations to Beth.
Ugh.
All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys hanging out with us
Thanks for inviting me.
on a weeknight. So,
Good times.
And Derek, we need to do more of stuff like this
Yeah.
with you involved.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
When you're
first
not
I've used the
DJing. When you're not DJing.
StreamYard thing. So
all right, guys, you guys have a good night and take care. This has been a lot of fun.
See ya.
Peace out.
Peace.
bye-bye.
All right, this was a lot of fun. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that hung out with us in the chat. If you aren't connected to my friends that were on the panel, check them out on their social medias. You got Josh at Hobbs Horror on both YouTube and on Instagram. My good friend Phil over at Phil's Creepy Videos on YouTube and Philster678 on Instagram and TikTok. Check out Derek on YouTube at HalloweenFiendPDX and on Instagram at ShadowPlayPDX. And my good friend Cody from H&S Collectibles on YouTube and Horror Sci-Fi Collectibles on Instagram. I've been your host, David from David's Horror, and this has been The Screaming of the Lambs.